All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 26, our weekly PSVR2 chat show where we talk about everything related with the PlayStation VR 2. Hope everyone's had a great week so far. Happy launch day to like 5,000 things. But you know what? None of it matters except for two of them. Only two, and that is Walkabout, Minigolf, and Pokerstars VR. Wow. Just wow, man. Easily some of the best releases this week. We're going to break it down, get all up in there about it, and talk about it. And of course, there's some other stuff going on. There's some new games on sale for PlayStation VR 2, as well as lots of news. Those aren't the only two multiplayer games coming. There's some big surprises in store for you today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But first, I want to say hello to Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the house. What up, yo? Thank you with your butterflies, spreading the butterfly love around. Virtual strangers, my dude Wes. Uh-oh. Wes, I know why you're here, and I won't have it. You keep an eye on him, Blue Jew. What up, homie? Shades of Gray Matter. Oh, Wes, just for you, I am wearing my Gojira and Mastodon shirt. Yes, I went and saw them this previous weekend, I think. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But it was amazing. Such a good show, especially Gojira, man. Blew my mind. Mastodon was great too. But I've seen them like a billion times, so it kind of took away from the impact that they had, but they were still great. Love both of them. Awesome shit. Metal is good for the soul, guys. Listen to more metal. Shades of Grey Matter, what's up, man? Mark Smith, Imzadi, good morning from down under. Good to see you. Reperfected Insanity. You rock, homie. Let's do this, guys. So, like I said, big games this week, two in particular, but also some big news, some of which I just found out literally minutes ago and was pretty surprising. And that is, of course, Poopla, aka Puzzling Places, has announced that they have multiplayer in the works. A what? Multiplayer. That is right. Multiplayer is coming to Puzzling Places. This is, of course, the jigsaw puzzle game with photorealistic photogrammetry that they used to make these puzzles of all sorts of different things. And now you're going to be able to play it with a friend. It looks like, from the preview that I saw, that it is going to be two people working on one puzzle, I believe. But this is great, man. Such a big surprise to me personally. But this is happening. What up, Jason Unknown? Yeah, this is a big surprise. Puzzling Places, it's good. Like I like it. It's great. I find myself wanting to play VR for more of an adrenaline rush and, have some crazy adventures. However, for what this is, when you're in the mood to just chill and just work on something or do some shit, this is a fantastic game. It was actually one of the first around, I think the first Saturday Night Live stream, I think it was Looper or Shades, one of y'all, probably Looper, actually had me play this, and yeah, it's good. It's got the up resolution and everything. So interesting indeed that multiplayer is headed to Puzzling Places. A great new feature. They're going to be rolling out a beta that's only on Quest at first, and then I guess maybe in the coming months, I would assume we should see that update hit, and that should be pretty cool. Nice surprise today. Let's see here, but that's not the only news, of course. We also got an announcement. This one is not as awesome, but it's still pretty awesome, I guess, especially if you're into that kind of thing. But Demeo, one of my favorite launch titles for PSVR2 was definitely one of my favorite Quest games, is actually getting, so they had a PvP mode in the works, and they are basically saying that the PvP mode is now going to most likely be a standalone experience or title by itself. And, you know, I can't be mad at Demeo, to be honest with you. First, it was the Heroes Hangout not coming, which I'm not happy about, to be honest with you. I'm that is something, while I understand why they didn't bring it over, they kind of assumed, I think they jumped the gun a little bit and didn't realize that on PlayStation VR2, like, we are craving lots of social hangouts, lots of social experiences. And I think the most disappointing thing to me is that the Heroes Hangout was freaking cool. It had like arcade machines, it had dartboards, it had like some kind of like miniature building thing. And I thought it was a really quality, you know, albeit not very used very often. I thought it was a pretty quality thing to the game that it had, that I was really looking forward to. So disappointed there. Now they're saying that this PvP mode that they've been teasing, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not necessarily a PvP person, but I love Demeo, so I would definitely check it out and see how I liked it, see if I would get into it at all. The idea of Demeo having PvP sounds pretty cool on paper, but now they're breaking this off into its own little thing as well. And I gotta wonder, man. I gotta wonder if that's a sign that Demeo's maybe not selling as well as they had hoped for, which is sad, which really saddens me. Again, as disappointed as I am about the No Heroes Hangout, I think the internet kind of overreacted a little bit in terms of like saying the game's not offering the full content that it provides, you know, and whatnot. I understand, but at the same time, it's like, man, what you still get though is like a lot. You get a ton of content. I've put dozens of hours into this game, and I've replayed it over and over because of it's got really well designed replay value in terms of its like randomly generated maps and everything, randomly generated enemies and layout. It's really a fantastic game. I didn't even want to stop playing it until I actually beat like the 5th and final campaign. And then I said, okay, I'm ready to take a break. But I worry, guys. I worry that that this is maybe a sign that Demeo did not sell as well as it probably deserves. I think it deserves. To me, I mean, I think the game's like around a 9 out of 10 territory. I think it's fantastic. I can understand maybe not always being in the mood or something, but when you're in the mood for like a dungeon crawler, a tabletop game, an RPG kind of style game, I think it's amazing. And it had a really big upgrade from the Quest version to PSVR2 as well. So, but this, you know, we'll have to wait and see. It's like I said, it's a little disappointing that they're not including this in the thing, especially with the game being $40. But I'll give it a chance because I do love Demeo very much. But I hope this isn't a sign that it didn't sell as well as it should. It hasn't hit any of the top 10 charts. So that is one that I definitely think deserves to be there, though. But yeah, man, PvP in the works for Demeo and is coming at some point. So this week, we've had a bunch of stuff. There's been some stuff I haven't played yet, like the new Zenith update. Haven't had a chance to try that out. But there was a couple things that I did get the chance to play. And one of those was a big surprise this week, which was Transformers, which got remastered for PlayStation VR2 this was originally launched. Was it earlier this year or late last year? One of the two on PSVR. And yeah, it was all right. Like it's okay. But now there is a PSVR2 version, PS5 version, with a free upgrade, which is nice for those who did buy it. And so I got to jump into this game last night and check it out for a little bit. Played a couple levels, and there was a couple things I thought were interesting to me. First and foremost, graphically, it is not that much different. It's not like super blurry or anything, but it's also not super crisp. Like it's literally the same resolution that it was on PSVR1. They did say, however, that they bumped it up to 70 frames per second, which it looks a little smoother for sure. I mean, performance and frame rate can help picture look smoother overall. But it's it's basically the same game. So if you had the game on PlayStation VR, then you got a nice free upgrade for it, and that's pretty cool, I guess. The game as a whole, I get asked a lot, would I recommend this game? I mean, typically, like if I'm being very critical, because that I hear the Astrobot music. Thank you, Virtual Slayer Cat, dropping bags of money, starting that tip train going, baby. Thank you, my homie. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all the support, guys. Always, man. Really. But as far as recommending this game, I think I'd recommend it on like a deep sale. I think it's okay. It's fun. The problem is that first and foremost, this is how I describe it. So Meta 4, they are the kind of people they've been for the last couple of years focused on making these kind of VR entertainment experiences that you would go to like the aquarium and they would have like a VR thing you could put on, or they would be at some public place and they would have like a VR experience that you could try out. And that's kind of what this game feels like. It is a shooter at the end of the day, so it does have some gameplay to it. But it does feel very much like it does feel like what it is, which is designed by a team that specializes in creating these kind of like things that you go to. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is like the aquarium, because I that's the last place I remember seeing like a VR ride or something that you could, and you'd have to pay like $13. It'd be like 20 seconds long and it was crappy. And this is actually better than those. But that's not really the high bar that we would like to set, really. Not the standard that we know and love when we have some crazy good stuff. There's one big drawback to this game, I think, is the shooting. Like it's got this thing. I don't know how long some of you guys have been around or whatever, but we've always called this thing this started with Evasion back in 2018. And it's this thing called trigger finger that it gives you. Think of like tennis elbow, but it's called trigger finger, where it has you pressing the trigger so much that your finger actually gets sore as shit. And it's really uncomfortable. This game has a little bit of that problem. However, it does have alternate classes that you can use that have more like an automatic gun setup. But this game, when I was playing on the base gun that you're using, every time I got the power up that would just let you like automatically like rapid fire, I'd be like, oh, thank God. And not because like I needed it in the game or whatever, just because it gave my finger a rest. And I think that's one of the, bigger issues this game has in terms of the way it's designed. But like I said, if you're a huge Transformers fan, you will probably get a little bit of kick out of this. I'm like a mid Transformers fan. I like them. I'm not like obsessed with them. I do like the sound of the voices in this game. They've got a lot of the original cast that uses the voices, and the voices in this game and the sound design, with those are actually pretty cool, hearing all the OG voices. And then as a shooter, it's okay. It's just, I wish it was a little bit more fast paced and a little bit more exciting, but it's got some cool sets. It's got, it's kind of very mid, and I want to like it a lot more than I do. But like I said, if I was being very critical on it, I'd probably be saying a lot worse about it. But I don't know. It's all right. Matster, Game Catster. Wow, dude, thank you so much. Starting the pizza train. Oh, I love it. It's not the tip train. It's the pizza train, baby. I like it even more. I love pizza. And man, pizza is just the greatest food ever made. And if you disagree, then you're wrong. And you have to live the rest of your life being wrong all the time. What up, Time to Play VR? I like all my Aussie cats in the house tonight coming in and saying, good morning, mate. What up, y'all? Good morning to you guys out there in Australia. Shout out to the Australia crowd showing out strong tonight. I love it. Before we get on the next news story, I want to see what you guys are saying a little bit because I like to interact with you. Shades of Grey Matter says the only Transformers movie worth seeing is the animated movie from like the 80s, I think. Yes, that is correct. It is from the 80s. And it had Weird Al doing the soundtrack. And I think Sammy Hagar or something. It's okay. Time to play. You said good morning. Oh, I guess it's like late. That's like late night time to play. You said good morning. I'm sorry. I thought you were from Australia because it's in the morning over there. That's your fault, not mine. I take no blame. I take no responsibility for that misconception. Looper, my dude, what up? Zenith update live everywhere except for PS5. Oh, so maybe it's a good thing I didn't waste my time trying to check it out. Apparently, the developers of Zenith have said, we're sorry. We're sorry. They say, hello, everyone. We are still having some issues getting PS5 up and running, but we are working hard to get things sorted out. Thank you for your patience. Man, thank you, Looper, for filling in with the news right there. I really don't like the way Zenith has treated the PSVR2 version. I think they're screwing up, man, and that sucks because that's the only open world RPG we have. Yeah, that's on PSVR2 and stuff. And man, like they had a huge opportunity to really, they could have repeated the success that they had on the original launch of PSVR, but them and No Man's Sky really, they just didn't hit their expectations, their full potential. And while maybe it's not bad, it's just disappointing. And you don't want to be disappointed. You want to be freaking excited and like blown away, as we should be, man. Game Cat Cowboy Dan, what's up, man? Good to see you. All right, so we do have some more news. What do we have here? Oh, did I download the trailer for this? I don't think I did. Well, that's okay because we can go to the Twitters and pull it up here. And that is the announcement of not one, but two brand new games. Granted, they're a sequel. One's the sequel to the other. But let's bring it up here and take a look-see at what we got. And that is Neat Corp has announced that Budget Cuts Ultimate is headed to PSVR 2 and MetaQuest 2 June 1st. Now, this is interesting because Budget Cuts came out at a horrible time on PSVR. It came out when the fan base was dying off, and it came out with like 20 other games, the little bit of fan base that PSVR 1 had left around this specific moment in time. It came out during like Swordsman and Walking Dead and Star Wars Squadrons, just far more hype games, at least in terms of like marketing and anticipation. And it got completely buried at the time. So this game was, I'm kind of split on it. I think it's actually pretty good. It's visually, it looks pretty good. and everything. I think it's more of some of the gameplay design, graphically and stuff is fine. Some of the gameplay design, some of the gameplay mechanics and everything were a little bit dated. However, last time I checked this out, at first I was like really pissed off because I was trying to figure out the controls. I think the controls were not very intuitive. It was teleport only, and it was really pissing me off, and it was hard to figure out the gameplay. But when I did get used to it again and figure it out, it was a lot of fun. So this is a nice chance to revisit this title. I don't know how well it's going to do. It's June 1st, so at least it got an early start it's getting an early start on PlayStation VR2 versus a late start, which I think really hurt it last time. But I think those who pick it up I think there'll be some people out there. Some people are not going to care. Some people will like this a lot, though. It's a pretty good game. I'd say it's very solid. It's in that like 7 territory somewhere. Only 7 or more, but it's not bad. Sal, my dude in the house tonight, thank you so much for your donation. I'm not going to miss you this time, Sal, because I missed you once before, and I don't know how I did, but I got you this time. He says, let's go, baby. Liking the review work? What up, man? Was that a question? Yeah, so I did get, one of the games came out today was another Fisherman's Tale. If you haven't seen my review, make sure you go check it out. I appreciate the support if you do. If not, I understand. It's not the most appealing game to get excited about. One thing that I learned about after the review was the price of the game, and I was not very happy about that. That's my fault, though. That's not the developer's fault. They actually provided the price for me, but I missed it because it was crammed away in a press kit somewhere, and I missed it. But overall, I did like the game. It was pretty decent. I'd say the things I didn't like about it was that it was really easy. Like I'm not crazy about games that are too easy. I feel like the game, it was pretty polished overall. It just doesn't do anything like super duper special, which is why I ended up giving it a 7 out of 10. Fun fact, I was going back and forth between a 6.9, nice, or a 7. And I went back and forth 100 times just for that 0.1 difference. But I said, you know what? The game, some other people I think will appreciate this game. I try to be objective with my reviews. I try to be both objective and subjective in a way. I definitely take away points for being like when there's like technical issues, critical things. But yeah, it's okay. I'd say it's worth checking out, but again, on a deep sale, like no more than 15. I wouldn't pay any more than 15 for it, but good job to them. It's different than the first Fisherman's Tale. So if you like the first Fisherman's Tale a lot, you might not like this one. It's weird. It's a weird situation. It's a lot different. This one's more straightforward, adventure-y. But like I said, also kind of, easy, which I don't think some people are going to like. Doesn't have that, they keep saying mind-bending puzzler. It's not the same kind of mind-bending puzzler stuff that the first game had. It's just a straightforward puzzle game. It's more of like a goofy puzzler, I would say. A goofy, charming puzzler. And it's all right. A perky game, Cat. Don't worry, my friend. You may be late, but you are just on time. Because we have 2 huge releases to talk about today, guys. Look, I said this. If you're coming in late, this is what I said. Of all the games, there's so many games and updates and crazy shit going on this week. None of it matters except for 2 things. And that is Walkabout Minigolf and Pokerstars VR. Let's kick things off just for you, a perky game, Cat, with some Walkabout Minigolf. And let me just say, guys, holy shit. This is fan-freaking-tastic. It is so good. In fact, you shouldn't even be here right now. You should have purchased this game and you should be playing it right now. Okay, if you got time and want to play it later, that's fine too. And if you're not here right now, if you're coming in later listening to the stream because you're playing Walkabout Minigolf, then you get a free pass. It is understandable. Guys, I thought this game was really, really good before, but man, it is excellent for so many reasons. Let's get into here. So a Perky Game Cat was asking, does Walkabout VR have all the courses and DLC? So the base game of Perky is $15. It's like $14.99 in the US, and then it comes with 8 courses. However, what you want to get, my friend, is the hole-in-one bundle. WHOLE in one bundle. That is what you want, man. Buy the full game with all the DLC, hands down. I guarantee you will be happy that you did. If you don't, I promise you're going to end up buying some of the DLC and stuff later anyways. And you're not going to know what you're going to like. This game is 100% worth the $35 bundle. It is an amazing value. And let's get into the game a little bit. So it comes with 8 courses with the base game. If you buy the bundle, it comes with 18 courses, I believe. And they have all these different like licensed levels and everything. The gameplay is really good. You can actually play with just one controller if you want. And this is something that's really important to note, though. You know, PSVR2 is pretty new. There's a lot of things you're going to figure out. When I first started playing this, I was like, oh, this game has why does this game have tracking issues? And I didn't realize that it was because I was covering up the ring. I'm just not used to it yet. None of us are used to it yet. So, you know, unlike the Move controllers, I think this is one of the things that actually outside-in tracking had an advantage of, was that you could swing freely and everything, and it would pick it up really well. In fact, golf games were some of the best tracking you had on PSVR1. It just worked really well. So make sure when you play this game that you don't cover up the ring when you're holding the controller. You might have to figure out how it feels best to you, but that's going to be important because otherwise your controller is going to get stuck a little bit. Chrome Colossus with the donation. Thank you, my friend. Says, pro tip, use secondary controller to hold club. Secondary controller to hold club. Yeah, I don't know what you mean either. If you're, I see. You're saying use your offhand. I tried this actually. It did work pretty well. So if you're right-handed, use the left-hand controller. If you're left-handed, use the right-hand controller. Invert the controls and then just grip it the reversed way. And it actually works well. So that's the cool thing about this game, is that it uses you can use one controller at a time. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. What I'm very happy about is that they've added full locomotion to this. They've added smooth turning to this because that drove me nuts. Although I will say, it is kind of gives you more of an advantage using the teleport and stuff. I still use the smooth locomotion and smooth turning because they actually have an easy option to just hit the trigger button and it sets you up right there in front of the ball. But man, so starting off, I played the first. I've played a little bit of this and just starting. Let's just start from the first course itself, which is like this. Immediately, this like little pirate cove. It's got this chill ass music playing, and you're just, it's got the what I think is 18 holes for each one, I believe. But yeah, man, just from the get go, this game feels really good to play. The course design is really excellent, and what I love is that when each course has a second mode to it, which is basically a hard mode. And so once you beat the first once you beat the first mode or whatever, you can then play the hard mode, and it actually makes the same course you just played. It's got new obstacles. It's also nighttime, so it's a little bit different like vibe to it, and it is sick, man. The gameplay is so freaking good, and the course designs are awesome. They can be pretty challenging. You sometimes have to get really creative with your shots, but it is excellent. And there is a wide variety of stuff in this. As you can see here, like some of the avatars that they have, I love that you can customize your avatar. I chose this like, it's like this Egyptian bird or something, and it's got like goofiest look on its face. So there's, yeah, and it's just great, man. This game just feels so good to play. There's some games that just have it, you know, and this is one of those games that just has that it factor, that it's just so good. Now, looking at it, you can tell that, yes, it does have some of that lower poly design to it in some places. It's particularly like some of the backgrounds, some of the mountains and stuff. I was definitely a little concerned about that. I was going to be like, I'm not the biggest person that's like, oh, it's just a quest port or whatever. But at the same time, it's like I do want and expect games that blow me away to have graphics built for PSVR2. It doesn't matter with this game. This game still, I thought that was going to bother me a little bit. It does not matter. It looks pretty great overall. Yes, it has some of the low poly backgrounds and stuff, but it doesn't even matter because the game is just so much fun. The courses are so much fun, and you're so focused on that. And I will say some of the levels actually look pretty nice too. Like they're just nice. They're just great to be there. Silver Nexus with the donation. Thank you so much, my friend. Says, feeling lucky I made it back home in time to enjoy the mighty wisdom of Master AJ. Thank you, Master Silver Nexus of the Game Cat Dojo. Awesome week for PSVR 2. Yes, agreed. Because of Walkabout Minigolf and because of Pokerstars VR. This is the main reason to be excited this week. This is all of what your attention needs to be on for this week only. These two games, you need to play the crap out of them because they're really, really good. So I love, so I've been hooked to Walkabout Minigolf. Like I said, I recommend getting the bundle. I had to make notes because I knew I'd get like sidetracked out of my excitement. This is going to be, a lot of a gush fest for these two games. I was very happy with the hard mode that also turned into night courses. I'm happy with the unlockables and everything. And of course, this is a multiplayer game, which we desperately need more social VR games. We've seen the success that Pavlov has had. That's in part due to it just being an awesome first-person shooter. That's also in part to it being just an amazing social multiplayer game. We are kicking this gen off, guys, with a much stronger social multiplayer showing here, and it is pretty nice. Look, I'm kind of a little bit, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm a little bit more on the introverted side as a gamer. Maybe that makes more sense. As a gamer, I like to play a lot of single player stuff. So I've been playing the crap out of this game just by myself. But I think I could enjoy this with some friends and stuff. Actually, I like this game so much. So I was provided a review key for this game, but let me tell you guys, I am buying this game tonight for Julia, and we're going to check it out some together and have some fun with this. I usually am, but I could totally play this by myself because that's just the kind of gamer I am, really. I don't know why. When it comes to gaming, like playing games, I'm actually not the most social, but man, I love playing this game, and it makes you just want to get really good at it. Like, I don't know. Let's see here. Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, thank you for the donation, my friend. Says loving the massive flow of games lately. Thank you for making Thursdays suck just a little bit less. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you guys for making my Thursday suck just a little bit less. Guys, it is so awesome, man. I'm so excited about this game. Like I said, I cannot recommend this game enough. If I was at like a score, I haven't gotten into a review on it yet because I need more time. There's just been so much crap to play. I'm somewhere around, I think I'm at like a 9 out of 10 right now with this game. And that's, like I said, that's despite it being, ported from the Quest 2, designed for weaker hardware. It didn't really hinder my experience at all. I do, in a way, feel like it is the start of something special, and it's kind of beyond that point by now. Like it was the start of something special probably several months, if not a year or two ago. But I do feel like this game, we need to support this game. It deserves your money first and foremost. I'm not saying go out and buy it because it could get a sequel or just could be better, have like another iteration built for PSVR2. Yes, while that's true, I'm fully recommending this game because of how good it already is. So it's both of the things. It's absolutely incredible, man. Great physics, great gameplay, great courses, lots of just content and variety to keep it fun and entertaining and fresh. And yeah, man, it's really, really good. Cannot recommend it enough. So that is one, however, of the awesome games we got this week. Like I said, my review in progress for where I'm at with the game right now, 9 out of 10. It's really, really good. Highly recommend. But that's not the only game. Like I said, the other game we got this week, of course, that you need to be paying attention to is... Where is it? Pokerstars VR. I cannot believe this exists. I cannot believe this has actually happened. It's ridiculous, man. Hold on. Let me take this down. I'm taking down Pokerstars. I'm putting Walkabout Minigolf back up. Pietrek says Minigolf can't be 9 out of 10. Why is that? No, it absolutely can be a 9 out of 10. And that's around where I'm at right now. I still have a lot to play with it, so that's not necessarily my final score. But that's where I'm at with it right now. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Pietrek. I'm sorry. I thought you were ready to have some kind of debate or something about that for real. He says because minigolf sucks. That's not a valid point, man. Come on. Minigolf does not suck. And Walkabout is proof of that. It's really good. So Pokerstars, guys, let me just say, not only is it awesome that this game finally released, but this game is 100% free. Well, not 100%, as we'll get into in a little bit. But to download it, Pokerstars VR is free to download. It's a free to play. It is officially, finally, we have a game other than, no offense to Cactus Cowboy, but a game other than Cactus Cowboy that is free. This is like when I think about like the kind of free games, free experiences we get on PlayStation VR2, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is something that is pretty quality, full of features, and this is surprisingly awesome. Now, I'll be honest with you, I like poker, so I do like poker. I'm not a big gambler in general, though. Like, I don't ever do gambling. Rarely. I do it knowing that, hey, this is just for some quick fun, and that I'm going to lose all my money. And that's when I gamble. But yeah, man, this I jumped into, and this was a huge surprise to me. You jump in right away. It kind of teaches you some tutorial stuff. It shows you the ropes. It looks okay visually. Like, it mostly looks good. It's not super crisp and clear 100% all the way, but it looks fine. It also doesn't look bad either. And some of the sets and everything look pretty nice. But this comes with a couple different modes. There's the Casino one. There's the Texas Hold'em table, and then there's something else. This is the Rocket. I can't remember, but it actually launched with a decent amount of content here, and it's pretty sweet, man. Like, so the first thing I did when I jumped in was I wanted to customize my avatar, and which I went and started doing. It's got a lot of customization options. However, you have to earn it first. So your options at first are very limited, but I do love that factor that you can customize a bunch. After I got whatever I picked that I could pick, I picked the most ridiculous thing I could think of. I then hit the slot machines first. And there is, in the slot machines section, there are a lot of slot machines. There's stuff from like a Wizards game to a Pharaoh game to, what else was there, man? There was like a Victorian kind of, like a medieval game. Sticky Fruit is the name of one of them. There's a lot of different slot machines in there. And look, like I said, I'm not a gambler. So like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of sitting there and just pressing the spin button and just spinning the thing. And like, it kept saying win, win, win. And I was like, all right. And then I looked at my money though, and my total money, despite seeing like win a bunch, I saw my total money just kept going down. And I was like, okay, this sounds about right. It makes you think you're winning, but you're actually losing everything. But that's where the gambling comes into play, where you place bets, you make bets, you set the different bet at different amounts, and you try to win big. If you just sit there and just spam the spin, you're just slowly spending all of your money. You have to take a risk. Shades of Gray Matter says, AJ, never go to Vegas. You don't have to worry about that, my friend. I've never been, like I said, never been a big gambler. If anything, I used to play a lot of Hold'em with some friends, with like, play chips and stuff for fun. And I'm also like the worst person to play with, because I would go to these like tournaments where people are like super serious and like expert players, and like I would be like all in and they'd be like, this dude is either the best player I've ever seen or he has no idea what he's doing. And I didn't tell them, but it was definitely the latter. But yeah, lots of great slot machines to choose from. Dude, it is fun, man. It is super fun and addicting to play this. And I could spend hours and hours and hours playing this. So after I went to the slot machine, I then said, let me try some Hold'em. I love Hold'em. And I just joined like a quick match or whatever. I joined a group of people and just started just playing. And dude, so this and Walkabout are very social games. I think, honestly, in a way, I think Pokerstars is a lot easier to socialize with strangers. I think it's actually slightly better in terms of being a social game, because you're just sitting down and you're at a table and you're just talking with people. This game, so Walkabout does have crossplay. However, this game does not have crossplay. However, the tables were full, and so I was asking about people. I was like, y'all on PSVR2, right? And they're like, yeah. I was like, that's my PSVR peeps. Like all these new PSVR2 people. It's really, really great to see. They were super cool, super fun to chat with. We were talking about like our favorite PSVR2 games. And obviously these people, you know, they don't watch like this channel or anything. These were just random strangers. And you know, some of them said they glance like subreddits and stuff sometimes, but yeah, man, it was just fun, just sitting there playing cards, talking about different PSVR2 games that launched. I was telling them how, like, you know, I was like, dude, they were like, is GT7? They were like, I've got, you know, I play GT7 with the controller. I was like, dude, I went out and I bought the full rig with that thing. And they were like, so what do you think? And I was like, dude, look, I bought the racing wheel, the T150 Pro, for like $150, or I'm sorry, $200 when it was on sale at the time. I went out and I, you know, spent $550 on the PSVR2, spent $500 on a PS5. I spent $120 on the racing rig for it. And I was like, I had to, because my racing wheel is kind of old, I had to go and I had to like go to like Lowe's or Home Depot or something and buy parts and like wood and like make it so that my racing wheel fit with the racing mount. And I was like, and dudes, that shit was 100% worth it. Anyways, sorry, just reliving a fun memory that I had last night. But dude, we had an absolute blast. I was talking with all those people, super cool people to play with. And this is the other thing though. I don't know if anybody's mentioned this, but one of the features that I've been looking forward to the most with PlayStation VR2 is the eye tracking, right? Well, this is the very first multiplayer game that actually shows the eyes being tracked. In the game, I've been mentioning this feature forever, and I haven't seen a single game do it. I'm like, what the hell? This game is the first one to do it, guys. Breaking new grounds with the new technology. Totally unsung feature here in this game is that, this game actually, it has eye tracking in that when you're looking at people around the table, their eyes are moving around and shit. That is super freaking cool. That is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Imzadi says the eye tracking is hilarious. It is a little hilarious because some people's like eyes will like glitch. Actually, that's how I noticed, was like somebody's eye was like, it was like closing a bunch. And I was like, dude, does this game have eye tracking? It is super cool, man. But that's not even like where it ends here. I mean, so hopefully, what you guys may or may not know, if you don't know, then get ready. This game, you can tap on your watch. You can go to the store. If you have PlayStation Plus, you get a free, I don't remember, I think it was a free 1,500 credits or 2,000 credits, something like that. You get a free like 2,000 credits or something where you can go in and you can purchase that. You go to purchase for myself. And it gives you, there is, because this is free to play, it does have like microtransactions and stuff. But you get a free amount of currency for yourself. And then there's a store where you can buy so many different items. And this is a whole range of stuff, from stuff to customize your look. What I first noticed was a dude came in and he's got like a lightsaber and he's going vroom, 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 and he's like throwing the lightsaber and like catching it and stuff, and it's really cool. And he was able to like pass it around so other people could try it out, see if they liked it, and whatnot. But yeah, Oak V3D fun bucks, baby. But yeah, you do. You can earn, I noticed as I was playing, you slowly earn some of this currency by just playing the game a bunch. Like I saw like a +1, +1, +1. But you can obviously being free to play. There is a way to just purchase microtransactions for this to do it. Whatever. It's free to play. That's a standard free to play model and stuff. I think it's fair game here. And that's probably how this game has survived for so long, is by being free. But this is fantastic, man. As a free game, this is super cool. It is so much fun. And like, man, I was really, really impressed with this. The haptics are really good. When you're making a bet, you roll your finger down your chips and it goes brrr, and it feels really good. You bet, and everything. When you go all in, your headset rumbles, which I thought was pretty amusing. They actually put some like effort into the next gen features here, which I really appreciate. But like I said, man, as for a free game, this kicks ass. And yeah, you have like both between this and Walkabout Minigolf just from this week alone, I feel like is just like so many hours of content and fun content to experience. So, dang, I was going to say, with that being said, let's go play this shit. But the truth is, I'm not done yet with the news. But man, guys, look, if you're going to get anything this week, go get Walkabout for $35, the hole-in-one bundle, and then go get Pokerstars for absolutely free. And you will get your money's worth. It is awesome. It is great. What an amazing week this is. Secretly, just because of these two games alone. These two games alone make an amazing week this week. And I was thoroughly impressed, blown away, and having the time of my life with these games. So, yeah, man, I can't wait to play with you guys soon. So, but before we get out of here, however, big thumbs up to these two games. There is another updated sale on the PlayStation Network. Also, so Fernando says you need to be a PS Plus subscriber to play it, don't you? For Pokerstars VR, I don't know. For Walkabout Minigolf, yes. For Pokerstars VR, you get like credits for being a Plus subscriber. So you might not even need PlayStation Plus for Pokerstars VR, just the initial game. That would be really cool if you didn't, similar to I think like Rec Room back in the day. But yeah, man. So before we get out of here, there are a couple new games on sale that we need to take a look at real quick. I'm going to give, as always, the thumbs up, thumbs down, whether or not I recommend them. First up is Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip. Now, Pistol Whip, of course, just started the, what is it called? Checks Notes. Override season something. Overdrive. I was close. I was really close. The Overdrive season has begun for Pistol Whip. Now, Pistol Whip is really good on PlayStation VR2. It's great, man. It's a great game. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, but again, I'm gonna definitely say, look, go get Walkabout Minigolf first. If you've already purchased that, if you've been curious about Pistol Whip or just don't have any interest at all in Walkabout, then yes, big thumbs up here. It's a great game, pretty easy platinum, pretty fun platinum. There's lots of content with this game that they've added. They're gonna be adding even more. Mark Smith says, I just told my wife we're getting Walkabout Minigolf soon. Hell yeah, man. Like I said, right after the show, I'm buying it for Julia, and we're going to play it too. So I've been really, really looking forward to it. I cannot wait, dude. It is so much fun. You can sink so many hours into it. But look, man, at the end of the day, we're talking about Pistol Whip here, and Pistol Whip is kick-ass. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Big recommendation for Pistol Whip if you're curious about it, if you're interested in it. It is $23.99, and then it is $21.99 with PlayStation Plus. Highly recommend Pistol Whip. Like I said, I always get torn on these because it's like, well, I recommend this game first, but then if you already have these games, already played them, then get this game. And this is kind of a similar situation. This is one of my top 15 PlayStation VR2 games, but remember, there's like 13 other games before this one that I recommend first. That's just how it works, man. But no, this is a great game and super fun. The next game on sale, I don't think I have a video for, not right now, so I'll just play the Feel a New Real trailer. It is Les Mills Body Combat, which is going for $20.99 with PlayStation Plus, or $23.99 without it. Now, this is one of, I think, literally 2 games that I have not played on PSVR2. I do see a lot of people around the internet saying that they really like this as a workout app. It is not a game. It is a workout app. So if you're into that kind of thing, maybe, I don't know. Saturday Night Live stream will be this Saturday. So if you guys want to friggin' put me to work, as I have a feeling Looper will, you can request this game and we'll check it out together and see what it's like. It's not a game. It's a fitness app. If you only get your fitness from VR, sure. I still think you can get plenty of fitness from playing Pistol Whip. I think you can get plenty of fitness from playing Synth Riders. From Creed, by the way, Creed has supposedly getting haptics update pretty soon. I think it was Nick that posted in our Discord that Creed is getting haptics in the headset and the gloves revamped. That's really nice, but it looks like it's coming next week. So, but yeah, I typically have always liked getting a workout from games versus the fitness apps kind of thing. I just think it's more fun. Nothing wrong with those. I kind of like Box VR. I never used it, but I got way more exercise playing Beat Saber, playing Sprint Vector. I got way more exercise from those than I did from like Box VR and stuff. So, let's see. Piotrek F wants to know, did I like the PSVR2 GT7 Bella ad? Yeah, man. I think Bella Ramsey is, she's getting really popular right now. She's kind of associated with the PlayStation brand a little bit because of her work in The Last of Us TV show, which, by the way, I watched every episode day one when it went live, watched from start to finish The Last of Us TV show, and it was excellent, man. I don't, was it as good as the game? No, I don't think it was. As somebody that played the game, I don't think it was as good as the game. This isn't a Last of Us review. This isn't supposed to be. You just asked me a simple question, and I'm getting off topic here. Loved Bella Ramsey. Loved Pedro Pascal. And I loved The Last of Us show. Not perfect, but very good and very faithful to the game in many ways. And I was very happy to see this ad. We haven't seen. I did AJ that answer, Piotrek. We haven't seen many marketing things for PlayStation VR2, not nearly as enough as of yet. However, I do like that they're kind of picking their shots wisely here. First with Ozzy Osbourne, now with Bella Ramsey coming off hot from Last of Us TV show. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Did I find it funny? It was okay. I was just happy to see it. It made me feel good to see it. And that's all. Aftermath. It is $23.99 or $20.99 with PlayStation Plus. Chrome Colossus says, uh-oh, because he knows what's coming. Now, oh, I was frozen for a second. Oh, that's okay. Unfrozen. Yay. That's why you're saying oh. I thought you said oh because of my because of what you knew it was coming. Mind Jive, what up, man? After the Fall Deluxe PS4 is 60% off. Should still work to upgrade to PS5 version, I guess. Yes, and I would recommend After the Fall if you never played it before. Easy recommend at that price for PSVR2. You get the free upgrade if you buy the digital version. But Jurassic World Aftermath, a cartoony take based on the popular IP Jurassic Park. I think I played about an hour of this game, and I had enough of it. I did not like this game very much. Again, there are some games that come over and they can be quest ports, like a Walkabout Minigolf, like another Fisherman's Tale, which isn't necessarily a quest port, but it was designed obviously for that. But those are great. Like, those are really, really good. This is kind of like the worst case scenario of something coming over from Quest, where it's like, it doesn't look very good. It's like, rather than having a meaningful, impactful art design and everything, no, this game is not good. The gameplay is bad. It's a lot of wandering around. It's supposed to be stealthy, but it's not very fun or good stealth. It's supposed to be VR mechanics, but it's not very good VR mechanics. It's just turning some levers and pressing some buttons and stuff. And the story is so freaking boring. It was awful. So, Jurassic Park World, big no. No. Thumbs down for Jurassic Park World. Do not like. It's a terrible game. So far, what I played, I haven't played the whole thing, but if I were to review Jurassic Park from what I played so far, I'd say like a 4 or 5 out of 10. It's crap. Shades of Grey Matter says we need Dino Crisis VR. Yes, we do, man. Yes, we do. All right, so good stuff this week, man. Super fun times. Go get Walkabout. Go download Pokerstars. And have some fun, guys. Enjoy some goodness on your PSVR2. Next week is no sleeper either. We've got Red Matter 2, which should be a big one. And then we've got Humanity, which I've also played, but I can't talk about just yet. So, looking forward to sharing my thoughts on those. Before we get out of here, what are you guys saying? I want to interact with you before we call it a night. Also, happy Mother's Day to those this weekend. All the mothers out there. And let's see here. Bremen 1973 says, Ghost of Tabor is going to be the game to play. I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tabor. I like I like that it's kind of meant for, like, it seems like it's kind of hardcore. I like that. I like hardcore games that are just like, yes, they have lots of complicated shit that you have to do, but those are game mechanics, and those count as game mechanics that are fun to learn and get better at. Dr. Dance says, no Game Cats in Pokerstars yet. I don't think I've seen any Game Cats in there yet, but again, also, it's not, Pokerstars has not released in every region just yet, so give it some time, and then we will get there, man. Virtual Reality says we need SOCOM, Killzone, and MotorStorm on the PSVR2. I like the way you think, my friend, and you're not the only one to think that. I would love SOCOM or Killzone to make a comeback in VR. I think it makes too much sense. It would be amazing. However, we don't know if it's going to happen. MotorStorm 2, if you have Dreams, make sure you go, and a PS5 and a PSVR, make sure you go play the Dreams MotorStorm, I forget what it's called, but there's a Dreams MotorStorm game that somebody made that's fantastic, and it's really good. Mark Pringles Leaf says, is Puzzling Places worth buying? What is the price of Puzzling Places? Is it $20? Even if it's a little pricey, it's still pretty good. For me personally, and my taste, Puzzling Places is like a buy at a discount kind of game, just because it has nothing to do with the quality of the game. The quality of the game is there. It has to do with the style of game, which is just, again, when I play games, I want to go on some, I want to have like an experience. And this is a very straightforward jigsaw puzzle game that's very good, but it's a straightforward jigsaw puzzle game. I recommend it. But if you have similar taste to me, definitely a deep sail game. Distracted in the house tonight. What up, man? It says Walkabout. Yes. Hope you got that downloaded. I love that I mentioned Dreams and then Bad Robo shows up. You say Dreams 3 times and Bad Robo will show up. Dreams, Dreams, Dreams. What up, homie? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Silver Nexus says Journey to Foundation looks interesting. It does. Long time since we'd seen a game from Archiac, and so they've clearly been working on Journey to Foundation for the last few years. I think I previewed it on one of my shows a couple shows back, and it looks like it has a lot of potential. And I think one of the things I pointed out was that graphically, some of the backgrounds and stuff they look pretty nice. Like if that game looks good, like as good as it could graphically, like it's going to actually be, I think, a little bit visually better than what it might seem. Oak V3D says a theme park sim with a VR ride mode. I don't know why nobody's capitalized on this more, Oak V. Like seriously, it seems like the biggest no-brainer to make just like a really nice technical carnival roller coaster ride showcase in VR. It seems like the easiest thing to make money with, and nobody's done it. It's well, okay, so some people have done it. They just haven't done it super well. We did have Summer Funland, which was okay, and then we did have Carnival Games VR, which was okay. Nobody's made like a really, really good one. The best roller coaster to this day in VR is still Until Dawn Rush of Blood. But let's see here, man. Virtual Reality says, AJ just got a new sub. Great stream. Thanks for your recommendations. Thank you, man. Always love, giving recommendations to stuff. So if you ever are curious about a game, feel free to ask. And if you ever want to see gameplay, drop by on a Saturday night and come request a game. Before some of these, you got to be fast though, because some of these guys are fast. Thank you, Virtual Reality. Appreciate you, man, though. In so many ways, Virtual Reality. Nick, the Game Cat House, says roller coasters can cause VR sickness. So can non-roller coaster games. You saw what happened. I mean, I heard a lot of people, despite Horizon kind of seeming like it was built around, trying to make people not sick. I hear tons of people say it made them sick. So it doesn't always work like that. A wild robo appeared. Switchback is there too, which is all right. It wasn't a good roller coaster game though, because it was very slow on rails. That's one of the things that disappointed me about it, was like I wanted more like crazy, like a sequel to Rush of Blood should have had like doing loops and inverted things and twists and turns and spins. Rush of Blood is like the game that I showed everybody the first time trying VR. I would always put them into Rush of Blood. They never got sick. They had a super fun time even. But I would love a theme park game, especially I went to Six Flags recently, which is like, for those who don't know, Six Flags is like our theme park that we have. They have roller coaster. I rode this badass ride called the Goliath that just like clamps you at your stomach, and then like you just experience like this crazy 0G when it goes up and then flattens out, and you're just like your top half and your legs are just like weightless, and you're just clamped at the waist, and it was freaking awesome, man. It was super cool. I love that ride. But yeah, definitely has to have good performance issues for a roller coaster game. It is super. Again, yeah. There's so many things we could do. We need some like underwater exploration games. It doesn't even have to be Subnautica. Although I would want Subnautica. We need some cool experiences like this. There's a lot of things we have yet to experience in VR, and we've seen how amazing they can be. And so we need more of them. Shades of Grey Matter says, I think Horizon made people sick because their reprojection tech wasn't very good. It'll be great if they patched in an option that reduced the visual quality to 90 frames per second. So good news about Red Matter coming next week. Red Matter 2 is, this game is 120 frames per second, no reprojection, and is likely going to look phenomenal. The first game is one of the best looking games on PSVR 1. So this one should be no exception. This is coming May 18th. They've officially confirmed next Thursday, I think. So really, really excited about this one, especially if we want some really next gen looking games. This is what we're after, man. You know, I don't mind games that aren't always graphically impressive, but that comes with also having the option to play games like Quest ports and stuff don't bother me as much when I have a bunch of AAA games. Like, you know, AAA games are important to get people to buy VR, and that will actually get people to play more indie games because they have so many AAA games to play. It is only good for everybody. Bremen 1973 says, where is all the space sim first-person shooter? Space sim FPS. I'm surprised we have no great ones. Space sim first-person shooters. Well, we might get, the closest thing I can think of is maybe Project Wingman, which is a flight sim shooter. I don't know if that's the same thing, if I'm way off here. Baldur's Gate 3 in VR, yes. Will people buy for Pokerstar only? People will not buy a PlayStation VR2 for Pokerstars only. No, they buy stuff for Gran Turismo 7, and then they buy it for Resident Evil Village. They buy it for all sorts of big AAA games. That's what sells people on games at the end of the day. And then, like I said, AAA games are really good for the rest of the gaming ecosystem as well. They're really important. You look at kind of some of the stuff that Xbox is going through, they probably have 1 billion amazing games on Games Pass, but when they don't have those big AAA titles to get people over there, look what's happening. They don't, hit the amount of sales and stuff they want. Of course, I'm not going to open that can of worms because there's a lot more than there's a lot more going on over there than just something simple like that. Endeavor One in the house tonight. What is up, Ninja Cat? Good to see you. Got my Haru right here, guys. Of course, as always, my Haru. I think I got my copy of Arashi. Where's the Arashi PSVR2 version, guys? I want the enhanced edition with upgraded physics and combat and graphics. That shit was good. You will experience happiness in the next 24 hours. Well, let's see here. Endeavor One says, you have been blessed by the scrimp of happiness. You will experience happiness in the next 24 hours. Don't tease me like that, yo. Your timing, your timing, Endeavor One, is couldn't be better or worse. I don't know. But let's see. Is poker the new hotness? Discord is loving it. Poker and Walkabout are definitely the new hotness, Endeavor. They're incredible games. They're really, really good. And Blue Juice says, release the scrimp. Shades of Gray Matter with the reference to that obscure shrimp photograph game. What was that called? It's like based on the PS1 game that was on PSVR. Anyways, I digress. Poker is a blast. I need to play some of the other modes in it. I want to unlock a bunch of stuff. Like I said, it is super cool having all the stuff to mess with. You can have guns. You can have fidget spinners. You can have lightsabers. All sorts of crazy stuff in that there poker game. Fernando says, I had a lot of fun with Switchback. People complained of graphics, but there is more pop-in kayak than Switchback. Hey, man, listen, if you had a great time with it, that's all that matters, dude. Doesn't matter. I'm glad other people had fun with it. I had somewhat of an expectation already set, given my history with Rush of Blood and with what kind of some of the previews led me to believe with Switchback. And so I think it's my fault for setting my expectations too high. No, it's not. But yeah, I think there is some good stuff in there. The graphics weren't really the problem for me. I could get over the graphics. It's more the second half of the game of Switchback that bothered me. It's a little slow. It slows down way too much. I wanted more roller coaster ride. Guns and poker, what a combo. They go well together. Kowloon's Gate. Thank you, Shades. That's the name of the obscure PS1 based game that has you taking pictures of photos and powering your camera with shrimp and Candy Love, of course. Candy Love, how could we forget? We never did, that's why. Pietrek says Sony should buy some studio just to make VR ports of older games like Killzone. I like that idea. I hope Fire Sprite's working on Twisted Metal. That would be amazing. Looper liked the acid boss and switchback. I didn't like that. That's where the game kind of went down for me. I love the first three bosses though, or the first two. The witch on the boat, and then like the something else. Well, all right, guys. I think it is time to get out of here. But happy Thursday, happy Walkabout and Pokerstars launch week. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is what this week is all about, baby. And really appreciate you guys so much, man. Appreciate your support as always. Saturday, we'll be doing Saturday night live stream. It is, despite having another 5,000 reviews that I'm working on, Saturday stream still a go for this weekend. And yeah, man, thank you all for coming out, hanging out. Good to see each and every one of you. Thank you so much to the donators, man. You guys really, your support means a lot. It really, really does, man. You have no idea. And I appreciate you very, very much. And just thank you to the moderators. And thank you to everybody tuning in to watch this later. I hope you have a wonderful Friday tomorrow. It is Friday Eve tonight. And a wonderful weekend that I will see you over. And then, man, next week, you guys, this time next week, we're going to be talking about Red Matter 2. We're going to be talking about humanity on PSVR2. And then we'll see if any other surprises come. So we'll get to talk to all that. Yes, like Endeavor One says, remember to call yo moms this Sunday. I almost said something I shouldn't have. But yeah, man, you guys are the best, and I'll see you again. As always, let's get out of here with some metal. And some Hell Sweeper. Thank you, Shade. Thank you, Steve Irie. Thank you, Fernando. Jason Voorhees. Don't stab me, bro. Berkey Game Cat. See, you weren't late. You were just on time, my friend. Endeavor One, good to see you, Ninja Cat. Hope you're doing well. And, yeah, don't leave us, okay? Don't abandon us forever. Shauna Ewing, good to see you. And Jason, shout out to Jason out there. I know he's out there somewhere. Mark Smith, Jan Kiefer, Mosh your way out. Yes. Bad Robo, Dreams. Okay, we can go back in the bottle, Bad Robo. Steve IRE. Pietrek, thank you. OP3D, Master, Gabe Caster, thank you so much for the donation, man. Appreciate you, dude. Blue Jew, you ready to play some freaking Minigolf? Because it's about that time. After we watch the Narcos first. Dan Ringer, what is up, homie? Shout out to you and the juniors. Good to see you, man. Distracted. Imhotep. I really want to watch that, rewatch that Mummy movie. That'd be great, man. Dr. Dance. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you again very soon. Later, y'all.